We can think of lattice patterns as number grids. And if we look at the one that's given to us, we'll notice that it has 5 rows and 6 columns. So let's just first look at some of the patterns that we see within the numbers that are given to us. Going across in each row, it seems as if we are adding 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. Row 2 seems to follow the same rule as does row 3, 4, and row 5. If we then look at the columns going down and find a pattern within those, let's first look at column A, which starts with 1. The next number is 7, which is plus 6. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 plus 6 is 19, and 19 plus 6 is 25. Let's check and make sure that makes sense or works for column F as well. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 6 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. So indeed we can think of our rule going down the columns as plus 6. The ellipsis at the bottom, or the dots, that is just telling us that our pattern is continuing. And that's what the questions are asking us to figure out. It is asking us to continue the pattern. Question number 1 says, what number is directly under 27? So if we find the number 27 here, we need to figure out what number is directly below it. There's a couple of ways we could do it. We could simply just keep counting. It's close enough to the row above it that we could say row 5 ends in 30. Therefore, this is 31. This one would be 32. And this number directly under 27 would be 33. But let's go back to the rules that we noticed, or the pattern. And if we go across the row, are we adding 1? 31 plus 1 is 32. 32 plus 1 is 33. So yes, we are. If we follow the rule of adding 6 to the consecutive numbers in the columns, is 27 plus 6 33? Yes, it is. So it's safe to answer that the number directly under 27 would be 33. If we then look at number 2, it says, what is the third number from the left in row 8? So let's label this row 7 and this row 8. And the third number from the left would be right here, which is also directly under, well, I shouldn't say directly under, but also under 27, or also in column C. So if we continue with that rule of plus 6, we can say that in row 7, that number would be 33 plus 6, which is 39. So in row 8, 39 plus 6, that number that is third from the left in row 8 is 45. The next question says, what is the last number in row 10? Well, we have run out of the lattice that was given to us, so we no longer have a visual to work with. So let's go back up and look at the rows and the columns again and see if we can't come up with some sort of equation or rule that works for every row. So if we look at row 1, it ends in the number 6 because there are 6 columns. So one row with 6 columns would end in the number 6. if we continued the pattern, row 2 would end in 12, which it does. Row 3 would end in 18, which it does. Row 4 would end in 24, which it does. And row 5 would end in 30, which it does. So knowing that, we could say that row 10 would end in the number 60. Now it's your turn. You'll find lattice patterns B, C, D, E, and F in Moodle. If you would please complete each one of those, make sure that you are explaining the patterns that you find or any equations or ideas that you come up with as you solve each of the questions, and then submit that to me via email. And I would appreciate it if you would do all of the activities within one Explain Everything video. Thanks so much.